comes. Murray comes near side. Caught. Malcolm Mitchell to the 20. Looks for a block. Got it. Touchdown, Georgia.
All right. Well, thank you for coming on and doing this interview with me. I really appreciate it. This is the 26 days until Georgia football, but a lifetime of service to the community for you. First question, I'll start it off. What made you first consider creating the Share the Magic Foundation?
Well, I must first express my gratitude for the opportunity. I'm excited about this interview, man. It's pretty cool. Your question is what first got me going on Share the Magic Foundation?
Yeah.
Well, a lot of it stemmed from my personal experience. I grew up in an under-resourced community, and the narrative was if you wanted to be something in life, you can do that through athletics or some sort of entertainment, but growing up in Valdosta, Georgia, high school football reigned supreme. So what I noticed is that majority of us gravitated towards playing football, and everything else was arbitrary. I remember many of me and my teammates saying, we go to school so we can play football, not go to school for an education. And I really lived majority of my childhood with that philosophy and that ideology up until I got to the University of Georgia, and I noticed that 98% of the students understood the value of an education, and that's why they wanted to be in college in the first place. So it dawned on me that there was more than one way to maximize your life. There was more than one way to create opportunities for your future. It wasn't strictly related to football. And I realized the answer to acquiring all of that was reading. And it felt like an aha moment, because for the first time in my life when I was 19 years old, I began to understand the value of reading and how it could empower my future. And I wanted to spread that message to as many people as I possibly can, because I think every individual deserves an opportunity to be the best version of themselves.
So we know about your biggest wins on the field.
Yeah.
But what would you say so far that your biggest win and throughout all of this journey has been?
And that's a hard question to answer, because I didn't play football for any accolades, and I didn't start the foundation for any accolades. I mean, as a strategic thinker, you have to pay attention to the metrics, and you have to have some sense of understanding of the impact so you can communicate that to supporters. But the greatest win, I'd have to say the consistency. The message started in 2016, and here we are in 2024, still pushing. Still reaching more communities, still impacting lives through book ownership and innovative programs. So I think the greatest gift is that we're still able to do the work that we're doing based on the support that we've received.
For sure. And would you say there's any specific rally or gala that y'all have had that has stood out to you the most? I know you said it's a difficult question to answer.
Well, what's compelling is that since the creation of the foundation, we haven't done any marketing for programs, yet we've been able to do programs nonstop to whatever capacity we can tolerate. Every community is different, right? Every school is different. So every rally that we walk into comes with its own character traits. Man, I wish I could give a specific metric of success. I mean, we've impacted over 1 million students. We've had support from some of the most credible organizations. We've had strong community figures come to our events and vocalize their support. We just established a partnership between the Georgia Council on Literacy, Georgia Municipal Association, Georgia City Solutions, to launch a statewide reading campaign, where it's our ambition to move Georgia from being the 28th ranked state in reading proficiency to the #1 state. And Share the Magic Foundation is at the table to help amplify those efforts. I mean, all that's really cool.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think because I focus so much on what's next, and this is not a great thing. I focus on what's next and the ultimate objective. That it makes answering that question quite difficult.
So a good follow-up for you saying you focus on what's next is, what would you say your biggest goal is for y'all and the foundation in the next year?
Share the Magic Foundation as an opportunity to be the most influential youth literacy organization in the country. And this opportunity with the state of Georgia allows us to have immediate impact in the place in which we live, right? So can we help Georgia become the #1 state in reading proficiency levels? I believe that we can, right? We just have to be strategic and think intently on what's our role, what's our avenue, and how do we add value. What's my goal? In football, I wanted to be the best, not for my own individual identity, but I thought that would help my team. I wanted our team to win. I didn't care about whether I caught a touchdown. I didn't care about whether I caught a pass. I just wanted us to win because it got us closer to our ultimate objective. It's the same thing with literacy. I want us to be the best. Not for any selfish accolades. I appreciate the interview, but I'm not doing it for the interview. I want us to win. And I believe increasing literacy rates will help this country, will help this state win. So what's my ambition? To be the best reader and encourage others to do the exact same. And I guarantee you, if we do that, we'll see things move forward in a way that makes us all appreciative, excited, and hopeful.
It sort of all started, correct me if I'm wrong, with the book club that you joined in college. And, you know, that story has gone viral multiple times. And I did have to ask, because I haven't seen anyone ask this yet, again, what is sort of your best memory or takeaway from that experience, being my age and joining that book club during college?
Man, if you want to predict someone's future, there are a lot of variables, but there are two that stick out. The people you hang out with and the books that you read. I think at certain stages of life, those two things really determine the outcome. What I learned from that book club is the power of community, because my ambition was to be a better reader, so I immersed myself in an atmosphere of readers. And what happened? Share the Magic Foundation, The Magician's Hat, my very favorite book in the whole wide world, Read Bowl, Read Camp, Read Marathon. All those things were proctored through that experience. So there's value in the people you associate yourself with. It also taught me the power of books. No one in that book club had any similarity to the childhood that I experienced. Physically, there are so many differences. It makes people smile and intrigued, and that's why the video blew up, because it was odd. But there's power in that. I always say, anytime I'm given an opportunity to speak, I say, if you want me to prove the power of reading to you, think about the moment that we're in, because I'm not sitting here because I played football. Theoretically, this moment was created from the desire to be a reader, and that's why we're sitting here talking about books.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I got to ask one football question here.
Let's do it.
So what do you think your score prediction is for Georgia versus Clemson opening game in Atlanta on August 31st?
I'll state we're going to win, because that's what Georgia does. Go Dogs. I plan on being in attendance. I mean, if I want to be dramatic, I'll say, something like 96-0, but I'll give you an actual prediction. I'm going to say 47-3.
I like it.
Dogs on top.
little Oregon repeat.
I like it.
I like it.
Clemson's down.
Yeah.
Keep this in. I don't care about that. I hope you guys read. But football, well, that's a different conversation. Right?
Yeah.
Clemson, it wasn't the Clemson when we re-engaged back when I was in school.
Yeah.
All right? It's a different team now. And Georgia's a different team now, too.
For sure. I like it. Well, thank you again for hopping on and doing this with me. Make sure y'all go check out everything at Read with Malcolm. It'll be collaborated. So thanks again.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
For sure. Thank you.
Of course, buddy.